Okay, story two. Atletico Madrid learn it's not always the action, sometimes it's the optics that are going to get you. The Atletico Madrid team flew from Madrid to London for their Champions League match against Arsenal. The team bus, meanwhile, emblazoned with the crest of the club, was driven the 1,700 kilometres from Madrid to London to meet the squad absolutely empty, save for the driver. Football 365, a press outlet in the UK with 6 million monthly visitors, went in pretty two-footed on what they saw this story as, with the headline, Atletico Madrid is guilty of negligence over ridiculous empty bus antics. It was picked up by other outlets as well. The action of driving the bus from Madrid to London would have totaled about 11 tons of CO2 emission equivalent, which is about, we worked out, 0.037 of Atletico Madrid's last reported annual emissions. So not 1%, 0.03%. This is a totally avoidable own goal for the club that has a climate commitment, substantive sustainability strategy, and a disclosed carbon footprint, which includes scopes 1, 2, and 3 for the 24-25 season, that they say is 29,047 tonnes of CO2 emissions equivalent. They are doing really good work, but it reminds us that these small individual operational decisions that are highly visible can disproportionately shape public perception of their climate credibility. In climate comms, symbolism can outweigh scale. So the empty bus becomes more memorable, unfortunately, than the club's broader sustainability programs because these visible contradictions travel much faster than the invisible progress or the behind the scenes work that is perhaps really substantively reducing their emissions at scale. Sustainability leaders work tirelessly around this work, but these small, avoidable climate missteps can invite audience to then question the authenticity of other things that organizations say around sustainability. And we know the hardest part of it isn't about writing a sustainability strategy or having someone lead the work. It's embedding this climate thinking into thousands of operational decisions made every week by sports organizations when it comes to logistics, travel, commercial departments, and event staff. So until that happens, until everybody understands the connection with climate and sustainability within their own work, not only do issues like this come up, but opportunities can be missed as well. So by aligning sustainability, not as a siloed department who are doing their work separately, but as a fundamental part of a sporting organisation where there are impacts on all business decisions, benefits can be missed, which can come from massive benefits like engaging with fans who care about this work, who are consuming goods and services and care that there is some kind of environmental or social win to that. Sponsors in terms of what their work they are doing outside of the sports sponsorship and how that aligns, operational efficiencies, and so much more. We've said time and again, it's been said in many, many different ways. Sustainability is not just a department. It's a mindset. It's an operating system. It's a culture. It's a way of being. This isn't the first time we've seen this happen. In 2023, the BBC put out a report about Premier League clubs taking flights to games, short distances, and the emissions of positioning flights, or what we call ghost flights, which is basically planes flying with no passengers to airports to be in the right position to then pick up passengers for the flight that is designated. And we saw this with Premier League clubs taking footballers to and from games. Arsenal told the BBC at the time that domestic flights of this type accounted for 0.25% of the club's total emissions for the season 2021-2022. But that was a story that ran and ran. It's a reminder again, lest we say it, visible contradictions travel much faster than invisible progress behind the scenes. So it's one to remember, it's one to think about, and it's a good story to put in front of colleagues at sports organisations to say this is why it's so critical that sustainability and climate action and climate communications is a part of everyone's decision making and all of our work.